Welcome to the Benning Report. Coming up in this edition, snipers face off in the International Sniper Competition.
And infantrymen put their skills to the test as they vie for the Expert Infantryman badge.
Later, tailgates and touchdowns at the 5th Annual Doughboy Bowl. Welcome to the Benning Report. I'm Melissa Bell.
And I'm Katie Cook with the Fort Benning Public Affairs Office. Thanks for watching. Snipers from around the world aim for the top honors at the 2014 International Sniper Competition. David Wright brings us the deadly accuracy of the day and who took home the championship.
Yep. All right, your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go!
Firing ranges across Fort Benning recently hosted the 14th Annual International Sniper Competition. The grueling 4-day event tested the competitors' physical fitness and their mastery of sniper skills, including target detection, marksmanship, stalking, and land navigation. This year's competition featured a total of 38 two-man teams. This included 5 international teams, 4 from law enforcement agencies, 3 each from the Marines and National Guard, and the rest from both conventional and special operations forces in the United States Army.
The main goal is and always will be to get these sniper teams that have a high level expertise, experience operating in a variety of different environments from all across the world in the same place, in the same venue, in order to share these techniques they have, share lessons learned operationally, also just have some camaraderie, have some fun, and also have a challenging event.
The International Sniper Competition began in 2001. In the years since, there has been a constant evolution to the sniper's role and the demands that are placed on him, moving us further away from the traditional image of a sniper.
The global war on terror kicking off in 2001 changed everything. Equipment, tactics, and techniques that a sniper spotter team is going to have to do on the modern battlefield, particularly in an urban environment. So that was one of the big reasons why the International Sniper Competition started and why we've continued to do it over the years.
This year's competition reflects this evolution with events requiring quick movement, fire under stress, dynamic firing positions, and more. The winners this year are Sergeant First Class Travis Croy and Staff Sergeant Rudolph Gonzwar from the 1st Special Forces Group. We are not showing their faces in this story due to the operational nature of their mission, but they have earned the right to be called champions. David Wright, Fort Benning TV.
The Army released a special assessment warning of threats to soldiers by the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, known as ISIL. In these threats, ISIL urged its supporters to use social media to target soldiers, prompting an Army response to remind soldiers to maintain vigilance of their surroundings and exercise precautions when online. Here are some tips to keep in mind while surfing these sites. Social media can be a place to keep in touch with friends and family, share pictures, and a glimpse into your life. As social media gains popularity, so do the risks associated with it, which is why users need to be selective when sharing information.
Your most common threat is really a criminal element. Anything from the petty theft to organized crime. You have hackers out there, criminals still. You have hacktivists, hacking for political reasons. You have foreign intelligence services, and you still have your common predator or your common pickpocket.
And for military members, family, and friends, practicing good OPSEC or operational security is crucial, since it's a way to protect unclassified information that can still cause harm to people, resources, and military missions.
And family members, not only is it just your PI that needs to protect, it's really what your family member does, be it your husband, brother, sister, cousin, nephew. You have to watch, what dates, itineraries of their superiors, particularly general officers, their tactics, techniques, and procedures that they use in their unit, whether it's back in garrison or deployed. And you want to watch, what they're putting out there, what they're saying about, their capabilities, their activities, their limitations, and particularly their future intent. We don't really want to talk about those types of things.
Avoid posting travel times like when and where a service member is traveling. Avoid posting your home or work address and a detailed account of your day. And never allow applications to geolocate your location. Operational security not only protects soldiers who are deployed, but also soldiers in garrison and their families.
Well, best practices is watch what you put out there in the first place. Limit the information you need to share. That is the foremost and best practice out there. The less out there, the less you have to protect.
The best way to protect yourself and your loved ones is to update your online privacy settings, making sure that only friends can see your information, and avoid profile pictures that clearly show your face. Opt for an avatar instead. And remember, information posted should be treated like anyone can see it. Melissa Bell, Fort Benning TV.
The opening of the new Martin Army Community Hospital is just around the corner, and that means Army health professionals are gearing up for the big day. David Wright shows us some of the upgrades you can expect at the new facility.
After 56 years, Fort Benning will say goodbye to the old Martin Army Community Hospital and hello to the new one and a brand new era in healthcare for the Fort Benning and veteran communities. The new hospital won't start seeing patients until November 17th, but the staff is already busy growing accustomed to their new home. Today is day in the life training for the staff, as 34 different areas run simulated exercises, ranging from typical patient scenarios to active shooters, in an effort to push the systems and the staff and ensure the hospital is ready.
Radiology has been called.
It's merely a rehearsal. It brings all of the team together in the new hospital so that when we come into the hospital, we have on our first patient day on 17 November that we'll have all that worked out and we're able to focus specifically on the patients at that point.
The design and layout of the new facilities shape the way healthcare is delivered, from the change in physical environment to the placement of equipment and the new adjacencies of the departments and more.
It is an opportunity for the staff to recognize and realize all of those things that the building is forcing them to do differently. And so they're just working their way through how all that shapes the way they provide health care on a daily basis.
At 749,000 square feet, the new Martin Army Community Hospital almost doubles the capacity of the old facility. Unlike the approaches to healthcare present in the 1950s, the new hospital is designed with a focus on wellness, not illness, and the open design is welcoming to all.
With this new hospital and with the capacity that we're building here, we want all of our prospective beneficiaries to come back home to Martin Army Community Hospital, where we provide the best health care on par with the best hospitals in the nation.
The grand opening is set for November 7th, and operations will begin on November 17th. David Wright, Fort Benning TV.
After over a decade of conflict, the Army has undergone many changes as it expands and contracts to fulfill its missions. In the wake of this transformation, soldiers are given the opportunity to put their skills to use in a new occupation. As the Army draws down from conflict, a declining number of soldiers means the Army is evaluating where those numbers are coming from and rebalancing the force. According to a recent reenlistment in and out call, there are over 50 military occupational specialties that are overstrength, meaning soldiers from these MOSs may need to reclass.
Soldiers who are in these overstrength MOSs are entitled to only 2 reenlistment options. One being the reclass option or the regular Army reenlistment option, where the soldier reenlists for the needs of the Army.
Current overstrength MOSs include 19 Delta Cavalry Scouts, 19 Kilo Tank Crewmen, and 92 Yankee Supply Specialists. Reclassing into another MOS could benefit the soldier when it comes to promotions.
HRC publishes an in and out calls message that lists all the MOSs in the Army's inventory with the current strength levels of each MOS. If your MOS is in an overstrength column, then you should be pursuing something else. The Army promotes to higher ranks based on the needs of the Army. Soldiers who are in an overstrength MOS are simply not going to get promoted as fast as soldiers in an understrength MOS.
Current understrength MOSs include 25 Delta Cyber Network Defenders and 38 Bakers Civil Affairs. If a soldier has a specific MOS they're interested in and do not yet qualify, re-enlisting for the needs of the Army may be their best option, as it gives more time in the Army to become qualified since school seats are limited.
The problems we run into when trying to reclass a soldier is, one, the soldier's not qualified for the desired MOS, or two, due to budgetary constraints, there are limited school seats for a lot of MOSs. So I would tell all soldiers, if you find an MOS that you're qualified for and there's a school seat for it, take it. Don't wait around. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Soldiers do not have to wait for the reenlistment window to reclass and are encouraged to see their local career counselor as soon as possible to discuss their options. For more information on your MOS, visit the Army Reenlistment homepage at armyreenlistment.com and click on Available MOSs for Reclass. Melissa Bell, Fort Benning TV. Coming up next, infantrymen test their expertise.
The Expert Infantryman Badge is one of the most prestigious awards that an infantryman can earn during his Army career, as it requires high proficiency and a large number of soldier skills. Here's a look at how the latest crop of candidates is preparing for the EIB. These candidates are conducting individual tactical training. They are being trained on everything from medical tasks, hand grenades, to different types of weapon systems. All of these tasks they must be familiar with before testing to earn the badge of an expert.
This week, they're doing station training, as compared to next week where they're going to do a tactical lane, which employs a scenario that's based on what they could expect to see in combat. So they don't get to see any of that this week. That's part of the challenge for them next week, is to put these skills they learn now together and execute them while in combat conditions. So they won't be going just here and stopping and training. They'll just continuously moving with enemy and everything else going on around them.
During the EIB prep week, candidates are training round robin in 3 different lanes: patrol lane, urban lane, and traffic control point. Each lane requires soldiers to perform different tasks, such as the patrol lane grenade toss, where they have to engage a target at 35 meters and execute grenade detonation within 5 meters of the target.
All people are different. You have one person that's very good at a tedious task, but something simple, they want to overanalyze or overthink it. Let's just say, for example, throwing a grenade. Well, it's kind of like a baseball or a football, and most, if not all, Americans engage in one of those 2 sports, but that grenade throw will get a lot of people.
Soldiers are required to be able to execute each task at a moment's notice, just as they would in real combat.
For example, that comes to mind, if a gunner goes down, well, you have to replace that gunner. And if you're not familiar with the .50 caliber machine gun or the Mark 19 grenade launcher, it's going to be a bad day.
With a wide range of experience from privates to captains and senior NCOs, each soldier is soaking up as much information as he can in order to earn the mark of excellence.
By the end of the train-up, the difference in experience shouldn't matter anymore. They should all know how to complete the tasks to standard in order to earn the EIB and be able to execute them in a combat scenario. Obviously, it's easier for some of the more seasoned guys coming in because they've done this multiple times, whereas your junior soldiers coming in, this is the first look at it. On the flip side of that, many of the senior guys have learned bad habits or unit SOPs that are going to interfere with their ability to do the tasks, where the guy with the the clean slate there is going to, from the get-go, pick it up for the first time and pick it up correctly. So being inexperienced isn't necessarily a disadvantage for EIB.
Approximately 800 candidates are participating in this year's strenuous week-long test. But historically, only 15 to 25% of the soldiers who test will actually earn the Expert Infantryman's badge.
Pull, observe, push.
Katie Cook, Fort Benning TV. After the break, fans gather for the 5th annual Doughboy Bowl.
The top students from Mount Olive Elementary got a rare treat from their partner in education when they zipped through the skies at Fort Benning. David Wright shows us how Airborne School helped these young, high-flying achievers earn their wings.
If you are ever driving around Airborne School on Fort Benning and you get the feeling soldiers are looking younger and younger these days, look again. It might just be students from Mount Olive Elementary School here to spend a day on the towers. One of the best programs in place for building community relations between Fort Benning and Columbus is Partners in Education. The 507th Airborne and Mount Olive Elementary School have partnered up to encourage academic excellence.
It's a good opportunity to get the community together with Fort Benning. Both parties just show their support to each other, and it's a good opportunity for the kids to come out and have fun.
Today, only those 3rd through 6th graders who have earned all A's or have made the A-B honor roll have the privilege of a day out of school to come to Fort Benning and climb the 34-foot towers and a thrilling zip ride down.
And jump out!
For many, it was an opportunity to try to face down their fears and do something daring.
It was really fun jumping out of the towers. I was scared first because I looked down and it was really high up, but I did it and it was really awesome to do it. I'm glad I did it.
On these jump tower days, students from Mount Olive Elementary build character as they learn about respect and are exposed to positive role models. Educators face unique challenges in military communities where they may only have a student for a short amount of time. It's important that teachers still find a way to influence the lives of their students in a positive way.
At Mount Olive, we have a lot of military students. We have a huge turnover of our students because we have so many military families coming in and leaving. And so building that connection with the school is a great opportunity for us to connect with those families and to connect with opportunities for kids to learn their options for the future, as well as to build those family relationships with the kids who are in our school currently.
I have my eyes closed. I do not want to open my eyes.
When a student has sustained excellent academic performance consistently enough to earn 5 jumps, soldiers from the 507th come to the school to award that student with his or her wings in an official ceremony. A duty the Army is all too happy to perform for their partners in education. David Wright, Fort Benning TV.
Soldiers, family, and supporters filled the Doughboy Stadium during the 5th annual Doughboy Bowl, but it just wasn't enough to help the home team maintain its winning streak. Although the first half looked promising after 2 touchdowns by the Columbus State University Cougars in the first quarter, the second quarter played out differently when the Doughboys scored a 10-yard touchdown run. The last touchdown for the Doughboys happened right at the end of first half, with a 44-yard touchdown pass heading into the second half with a score 16-12 Cougars. The Doughboys may have been trailing, but it did nothing to dampen the enthusiasm of the fans as they soaked up the atmosphere of the game.
I used to play wide receiver on a football team back in high school. I literally feel just like back then. It's really, really surreal, especially going around. It's great people everywhere.
While the energy from the fans radiated to the field, the Doughboys just didn't have what it took to keep the trophy at home.
Turnovers, it's been our issue all year long. Defense again played really good, and I think we turned the ball over 7 times. You can't win like that. I mean, we had ample opportunity to score, and we didn't come up with it. We didn't come up with it, and it's just something we got to correct and look at it and get prepared for next year.
The Doughboy Bowl isn't just about football. It's a chance for the Fort Benning and Columbus communities to gather and enjoy a favorite fall pastime. And what's a good football game without tailgating? The streets surrounding Doughboy Stadium were full of vendors, bouncy houses, and games.
I've probably played and coached in 350 games in my life, and this is always the top. It's always the best. I mean, I got here today at 2:30 just to walk around because of the way things are set up, and there's something about being out here, and it's always a beautiful October night.
During a special pregame farewell ceremony, Major General Scott Miller honored the retiring Columbus State University president, Dr. Timothy Miscon, for his support over the past Doughboy seasons and thanked him for his years of service. As the 2014 Doughboy season ends, the players can reflect on the memories they've made as a team.
They always stayed together. They always stayed close as teams, and it was just one big family, and that's the thing that we're going to miss the most. We talked about it with the players. I mean, the scores will come and go, and wins come and go. But, all the memories that we had leading up to that, you'll remember forever.
Katie Cook, Fort Benning TV. Coming up next, Oktoberfest returns to Uchee Creek. This year's Oktoberfest at Uchee Creek had something for everyone, from face painting to crazy hair and pony rides to a petting zoo. Some say Oktoberfest, sehr wunderbar. Oktoberfest originated from Munich in the early 1800s and celebrates the German culture. Many enjoyed their schnitzel or bratwurst listening to one of the authentic German bands yodeling away.
We ring cowbells, we play alphorns, and we do a little singing saw, and we just get the crowd involved, do a birdie dance, and hoy hoy hoy, and just have a great time.
And no Oktoberfest is complete without a Fasswerven, or a keg toss. Children, women, and men lined up to see who could throw the keg the farthest.
We came outside and had a bunch of people tease me because I have a bad knee and I've got some problems with my back, but I'll toss a beer keg any day to have a good time.
And this wouldn't be a family event without our furry friends. Dogs were more than welcome to attend, and many did.
Nutty Buddy has a kilt. German on one side, Irish on the other. He has a kilt he can wear, but he can't wear lederhosen. He won't stay in it, we tried.
Unlike Nutty Buddy, most dogs strutted their stuff during the dog costume competition, where Fido's large and small could wow the judges with their unique outfits.
Okay, thank you guys so much, and congratulations to our winners.
Whether it was the food, music, or enjoying this time with family and friends, this MWR event was definitely a success. Katie Cook, Fort Benning TV.
Katie, some of those dogs look like they really did take the prize. I can't even imagine how you'd get a dog into lederhosen.
Well, some of them were wearing tutus and banana suits, so I'm sure it's doable.
Well, I can't wait to see what they'll come up with next year. And that'll bring this edition of the Benning Report to an end.
But you can watch these stories and others on youtube.com/benningtv or at benning.army.mil.
And you can also like us on Facebook.
From the Public Affairs Office, thanks for watching.